They mocked him every single day. His faded shoes, his wrinkled uniform, that old name tag clinging to his chest like a memory ready to fall apart. They laughed as if life had given them the right to judge him. But he kept his head down, pushing the cleaning cart like it was the only friend he had left. No one knew how heavy his past was, heavier than all the trash bags he carried combined. They saw weakness in his silence, but they never saw the storms he had survived. Every morning before sunrise, he stood outside the tall glass building, breathing in the lonely air. He scanned his old employee card, the same card no one cared to notice anymore. The security door beeped, welcoming him into a world that once celebrated his leadership, but now ignored his existence. Nobody greeted him. Nobody wanted to. To them, he was just the poor old janitor named Mr. Lee, a nobody, someone life had tossed aside like rubbish. He started by wiping the glass doors. It was ironic, he thought. He cleaned the reflections of people who didn't even want to see him. He swept the lobby, cleaned every table, arranged magazines neatly as if someone would appreciate his effort. They never did. He picked up crushed paper cups left on the floor and wondered how people could treat him like the trash they threw. His back ached, his hands stiffened from age, but he never once complained. Complaints were a luxury for those still remembered. Then arrived the voices he feared most every morning, the young employees who treated him like an unwanted background noise. Loud shoes clicked against the floor, laughter filled the hall, and soon the insults began. Old fossil, still working? He probably failed at everything. Look at him, so pathetic. Mr. Lee stood frozen, pretending not to hear them, pretending he didn't feel the sting inside his chest. He had built enough walls around his heart to survive these daily attacks. Still, every word left a crack. Among them, Ethan, the confident and sharp-tongued manager, always led the cruelty. He believed the world belonged to those who looked powerful. Life was a ladder to climb by stepping on others. So when he saw Mr. Lee wiping a small puddle on the floor, Ethan exaggerated a gasp and yelled, "Hey! You missed a spot? Or is your eyesight as worn out as your uniform?" People laughed, and Ethan bowed mockingly as if he were a king punishing a peasant. Mr. Lee tried to smile, but it trembled. He whispered, "I'm sorry," and continued cleaning. Sorry, the word he had been forced to live with. A poster on the wall announced a big event, 35th anniversary celebration. The company was celebrating its legacy, but legacy meant nothing if they forgot where it came from. Mr. Lee watched employees prepare for the grand ceremony. Balloons, expensive decorations, prideful banners everywhere. Words like success and innovation shone in gold. None of those words reflected the man people ignored. He moved a ladder to change a light bulb near the stage, but his old hand slipped and the bulb fell to the ground, shattering loudly. The hall fell silent. Then came the laughter. Bigger, louder, sharper. Ethan clapped sarcastically. "Bravo, the star of the show has arrived. Seriously, why do we hire useless fossils?" Someone added, "I bet he can't do anything right." Their words were like stones thrown at his heart. He picked up the shards quietly, ignoring the cuts on his fingers. He didn't want them to see his pain. Pain was his alone. When the clock hit 9, the CEO arrived. Raymond Park, young and admired, wearing the confidence of success. Everyone rushed to impress him. Ethan straightened his tie, rehearsing lines of fake achievements. Meanwhile, Mr. Lee tried to slip away unnoticed. But fate had other plans. The CEO stopped. He stared at Mr. Lee. Their eyes met. For the first time in a long while, someone looked at him like he mattered. The CEO walked toward him. Employees stared in confusion. Ethan panicked, whispering, "Oh no, he'll fire the janitor for embarrassing us." But the CEO reached out and touched the old man's shoulder with gentle respect. "Mr. Lee, you're hurt." Mr. Lee stepped back, hiding his bleeding hand. "It's nothing, sir." "Don't say that," the CEO said firmly. Everyone watched, stunned. Why was their CEO speaking to a lowly janitor like that? The CEO turned toward the crowd and spoke into the microphone. "Everyone, may I have your attention?" People gathered around, eager to show they cared, when in reality they only cared about being seen caring. The CEO continued, "Today we gathered to celebrate a legacy that would not exist without him." He pointed at Mr. Lee. Gasps, murmurs. Disbelief spread faster than shame. Ethan laughed, thinking it was a joke. "Sir, don't tell me this janitor had anything to do with our company's success." Silence filled the room like a cold slap. The CEO's eyes hardened. "Yes, he did everything. He is the founder of this company, the man who built this empire from scratch, Mr. Lee Jae-ho." People stared as if the world turned upside down. Mouths fell open, hearts dropped, pride shattered. Their cruel words echoed back into their own souls. The CEO continued. He sold his shares after his wife died. He disappeared because grief is heavier than any business can carry. But he remained our biggest silent investor, watching from the shadows, hoping this company still respected every human being. Mr. Lee looked down, hiding tears. He never wanted applause, just humanity. The CEO opened a small box. Inside was a golden badge. Lee J. Ho, founder and honorary chairman. Mr. Lee froze, not because he missed the title, but because the world had forgotten he once had it. Ethan staggered forward, face pale. I didn't know. Mr. Lee finally spoke, voice tired yet strong. You never tried to know? You assumed the world can be measured by clothes and wealth, but hearts cannot be measured by anything you can see. Ethan broke. Knees hit the floor. Please forgive me. Mr. Lee shook his head. Forgiveness is not a moment. It is change. Employees lowered their heads in shame. They remembered laughter. Their laughter, that stabbed him daily. They remembered every time they ignored his existence. And their hearts cracked open like the bulb he dropped earlier. Mr. Lee stepped away from the CEO. I came back to see if this company still had a heart. He looked at them, eyes filled with unspoken disappointment. I discovered that you lost sight of what matters. Tears burned their eyes. They wanted to fix everything, but they couldn't fix the past. The CEO reached for Mr. Lee. Please stay with us. Guide us again. Mr. Lee smiled weakly. Tomorrow, I will return, but not as your leader. I will return as your janitor, until this building learns humility. The CEO wanted to object, but one look at the silent crowd stopped him. They needed this lesson more than any business award. Mr. Lee pushed his cleaning cart toward the exit. It squeaked softly, a sound once ignored, now echoing like truth. Employees parted to give him space, but their shame crowded the room. Not one dared breathe loudly. Before stepping outside, he turned around, his voice lowering into a soft but powerful whisper. Remember, the floor you look down on today could belong to the one who built your tomorrow. The doors closed behind him. No applause, no cheers. Just silence, but not the cold silence they once gave him. This silence was filled with realization, regret, and a painful awakening. Outside, the rain had stopped. Mr. Lee looked up at the building. His building. For the first time in years, he felt seen, not as a janitor, not as a founder, but as a human being who never stopped caring. He walked slowly toward the bus stop, pushing his old cart like a badge of honor. The golden sky reflected on the windows he cleaned every day. The world finally looked bright again. Some people hide their greatness not because they are weak, but because they hope kindness still exists. And sometimes the richest soul in the room is the one sweeping the floor. More hope stories that heal. Only on Simple Joy Story.